Here's another interesting video that I want to share, with a white woman asking the question of what is the purpose of Juneteenth holiday. Let's take a look.
Juneteenth is, excuse me, what's happening to the white people? They have a Black Miss America. They have a Black college. They have a Black month. What do we have? And now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery, don't get me wrong. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it? I don't know.
Well, this woman told everyone how she really feels. Apparently, Black people have too many freedoms. She clearly misses the good old days. Next, I want to show another video of a white woman speaking on why some white people fear Black people.
There was a real fear that if you let blacks get control, everything would change. With some people, there was no idea that there would be any fairness or any democracy or anything decent, well-run city government, county government, whatever. It was like, if this happens, we're lost. And it was just a terrible fear. Politicians, even people who knew better, would have been willing to go further personally or to have the state move forward, were always bound by fear of not getting reelected. And so really, people who knew better just stuck with racism for political reasons, is what I think. But a lot of it, just in average citizens, was just that people didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to help.
It continues to be interesting to see how white people are always afraid of what Black people are capable of doing, once given the opportunity to advance in the world. But I want to get back to talking about the original question the first woman asked about the significance of Juneteenth holiday. Juneteenth is a significant date in American history and the African American experience. Juneteenth, celebrated annually on June 19th, holds profound significance in American history and culture as a commemoration of the end of slavery in the United States. The holiday marks the day in 1865 when Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce the end of the Civil War and proclaim freedom for all enslaved people in Texas. Even though we know that the Emancipation Proclamation freed African Americans in rebelling states, Texas being one of them, from as early as when the proclamation went into effect on January 1, 1863, and we know that the Civil War had ended in April of 1865, it took a while for freedom to make its way to the westernmost rebelling state. Although there were enslavers who were aware of the implementation of the Emancipation Proclamation, it wasn't until June 19, 1865, that it was actually enforced with the Union Army. On June 19, 1865, General Granger's announcement liberated over 250,000 enslaved African Americans in Texas, the last Confederate state where institutional slavery persisted despite the Emancipation Proclamation. June 19th freed enslaved people in the rebelling states. It did not free enslaved people throughout the nation. By celebrating Juneteenth, Americans honor the resilience and strength of enslaved individuals who endured unimaginable hardships and fought for their freedom. The announcement of General Order No. 3, issued by General Granger, a Union Army officer, speaks to where society was at that time, despite coming out of slavery. We know this wasn't news to the enslaved people. There were channels through which they had heard about the Emancipation Proclamation, but there was nothing that they could do without the Union troops to enforce it. So, now they're able to enjoy this moment and recognize what they've come through. It was such a difficult time, but there was a refusal to be held down by the past and a determination to move forward. Even though they were confronted with the challenges of racism and oppression from the very moment that freedom was announced, they still decided, we need to buy land because we need a space to celebrate this freedom. It started in Houston, Texas, at Emancipation Park. Emancipation Park is the oldest park in Houston and the oldest in Texas. In portions of the Jim Crow period, it was the sole public park in the area available to African Americans. In 1872, Richard Allen, Richard Brock, Jack Yates, and Elias Dibble together bought 10 acres with $800. The men, led by Yates, were members of the Antioch Missionary Baptist Church and the Trinity Methodist Episcopal Church. They did this to commemorate the end of slavery in the United States. Juneteenth is for the generations to come together, the children and the elders, to share their history. It provides an opportunity to reflect on the broader narrative of African American history and culture. The holiday encourages education about the contributions of African Americans to the nation's development from cultural and artistic achievements to scientific and political advancements. Celebrating Juneteenth fosters a greater appreciation for the rich, diverse heritage that African Americans bring to the American mosaic. Furthermore, Juneteenth is a celebration of progress and a call to action for continued efforts toward racial equality and justice. While it marks a significant milestone in American history, it also reminds us that the fight for civil rights and social justice is ongoing. By acknowledging the struggles and triumphs of the past, Juneteenth inspires collective action to address the systemic inequalities that persist today. It serves as a unifying force, bringing communities together to celebrate freedom and advocate for a more just society. The cultural aspects of Juneteenth celebrations add to its significance. Across the United States, communities commemorate the holiday with various events, including parades, festivals, concerts, and educational programs. These celebrations often feature African American music, dance, food, and art, highlighting the cultural contributions and vibrant traditions of African American communities. Such events provide a space for reflection, education, and joyous celebration, fostering a sense of pride and unity. Juneteenth is another one of those ways that African Americans come together throughout the African diaspora. Juneteenth should be important for everyone. It's not just celebrating Black freedom. It's celebrating how important Black people have been to the formation of the United States. How Black celebrations of freedom are a reminder of how contingent freedom is for everyone. Juneteenth is a time to reflect. What does it mean to really celebrate our freedom? What does it mean to be free in moments where freedom is conditional and freedom is always a challenge? Juneteenth is a moment to think about freedom being conditional freedom, and it is something that we must continuously strive and fight for. If we aren't free, no one else is free. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.